Hello there, everybody. It's been a while, hasn't it? And there's reasons for that. Mostly, I prefer not to engage with certain decks at times, and considering people also do the same, or some people just wait until, get that there. Oh wait, I don't know if you can see the mouse. Hovering over my rank, because I'm in B1. I need to go over my decks again. I need to remake... Don't worry about... Oh, dude. Oh, there it is. Sorry. I have a lot of decks. Oh, ignore these two. Actually, no. Don't ignore these two. No. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna go over everything that I have right now. Because it's been a while since I played, so I figured I should show things off. There's gonna be some quick deck overviews. It's pretty much it for this video. So... I got really annoyed at this event because, well, everyone's using the Lightsworn deck. It's so easy, it's so simple. You don't... I think that overall thought quality for this event has gone down exponentially. I've seen people use the loner decks before, but never this like... Every day I've been playing for this event, it's just been the loner decks. I'm just like... There have been a few interesting decks, a few original ones, but I just... In the beginning, I tried Fire Fist, and that did not do too well because it just... It's too clunky. It's too slow and clunky. I also wasn't getting the best of hand. I probably was not building the deck as well. I forgot the Fire Fist starter package that you're supposed to go with. I had some ideas. They worked. They got me a few points and such, but ultimately, I couldn't. I then tried... I forget what the second incarnation was. I think it was... I really am struggling to remember. Oh, I then tried Vendreads, which didn't work too well because, again, just it's so hard sometimes to counter like really strong loner decks when you're budgeting and you don't want to do the same. And I admit entirely that's my entire fault. That's my beef. That is me being a stubborn old goat and not wanting to like spend all my dust to craft the newest thing that's in rotation right now. Whatever. This is my final incarnation that I've spruced up from time to time. This is just a banished deck, with the silly gimmick of actually having Helios with Macrocosmos. Because if everyone wants to play with the graveyard, let's see what happens when I take your graveyard away from you. Now, it is a 50-card deck, so obviously I wasn't getting... It was not consistent. And I wanted that because of Potted Desires, which is, again, the easiest way to fuel Grand Maju and Eater. The extra deck is just filled with basically easy rank 7s just for the Rise Heart, Scareclaw / Tier Limit package. And of course, Tier Limit was good with Macro because I special summoned her with Macro on the field. It just... goodbye. And of course, Rise Heart helps with Eater and a couple of others from just banishing their cards. Funny enough, I actually did get a win using, I think, both Thrice and Duo, which is super funny to me. I didn't get to use Grand Convergence because I never really had Grand Convergence and Macro on the field together. But what was funny was I saw Jamer win with it, which is hilarious. He won with the Inflict 300. That was the cool part. That was the funny part. Oh, I do have a replay to show you, too. And I'll get to that in a second. So the whole idea was just, we're trying to banish, we're trying to get rid of stuff on the opponent's field. We're using Kashtira stuff because everyone gets mad at it and they target it first, so my things like Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos can stay alive. We have Mirror Forces to protect ourselves, as well as Magical Cylinder. And Magical Cylinders, again, further bait, just to be like if they have targeted back row destruction. Although, everyone having access to both Harpy and Heavy were things I had to just be okay with. Also, we threw in a Morphing Jar because I got it thanks to Jamer pulling from the Legacy packs and can't be dismantled, but also just... Sometimes a Morphing Jar is funny. Plus, with Macrocosmos, it's just basically dump all those cards, get a fresh hand. There you go. It did come back to bite me in the butt. It really did. So did giving my opponent a draw because they literally drew into Nibiru, and then Nibiru just said, hey, do you want to activate me? And ruined everything. Oh, but that's also why we like Eater, because Eater can't be tributed. Yeah, he can be used for links, which is freaking hilarious because he's a 1-star, so that's Link Karibo, that's Relinquish. There's a whole bunch of fun things you can do with him, but we'd just rather him on the field because he's they don't read Eater's effects, and I love that about him. Change of hearts and stuff. That's why we put in the Link 2s and such. I never expected to get out IP and a Nightmare to get Crusadia. But if we did, you know, that's why they're in here. Like, if I didn't see Eater or Grand Maju or my Pot of Extravagance, which sometimes these guys were just not there. And again, 50-card deck, what are you going to do? But yeah, it was a fun deck to use. I had fun with it, at least, making people rage. Going across, we Raid Raptors, aka Raptor Rage, my Raid Raptor deck. Still a bunch of fun to me. I always enjoyed, you know, like playing it. It's just a good deck. It's fun for me, and also just whenever I get a little bit annoyed, I'm just like, I'll just play my Raid Raptors, and if I can, you know, destroy my opponent. This is my Momentum Alien deck, which I was always curious about making because I do like the card art, and I do like these are bringing back old cards. Actually, let me go change something real quick. I've noticed this whenever I play on PC. Is it game setting? The quality is unrecommended. What if I do high? Will the cards look better? I wonder. I wonder if it'll slow everything down too, is my other thing. Yeah, no, I like the fact that they took a lot of, like, older cards. Oh yeah, that looks much better. That's crisp. I wonder if it goes across the account, though, because that might be a problem for Switch. Like, look at him! This little derp. Look, I ain't pronouncing his name. But I wanted to play this deck, and I do like it, as well as the fact that this is just a big old beat stick monster. Yeah, like, he just comes out on the field, and he'd be like, "Rah!" and you die. You know. This was an auto-build deck, which I did like how they worked that out. I was very interested to see that they had a lot of these cards. Funny enough, they also threw in my Dark, of which I have 2. I will admit, entirely, like, SR cards, I will bunch up and not care about because I have so many of them. And you just overlook the ones that you're not going to use or you don't care about. No, not selected. We're not going through that pain right now. We're just going getting rid of... I had extra URs? White Forest, right. But yeah, it was the... I wanted to try out the Momentum Aliens because I feel like they could be a fun little rogue deck. And it could just be fun in general. I don't know if it is a rogue deck. Please don't jump on my case for that. I don't know. I just think that they sound fun. You know, if my stuff's getting constantly destroyed, I want benefits for it. Knights of Fire is my... Because if you remember a while back, I had talked about the Flame Swordsman archetype. Well, it's here. That's Joey. You can't tell me that's not. That's clearly Joey Wheeler in the outfit. But it's my attempt at a Flame Swordsman deck. I had some help from Jamer. It's all fire monsters and such, except for Mirage Knight, but that's just for goofy plays. Also, Immortal Phoenix Gear Free, because I had saw that people were recommending it, and it was kind of neat. It's a fun deck to play. It's a little bit kind of hard for me to pilot mentally, because I'm always trying to... I want... Look, I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but I always... If I'm building a deck like this, like with Vendred, I want Slayer to be the key piece. With this one, I want Ultimate Flame Swordsman to be the guy who gets me the W. Or Flame Swordsman himself to be the one, you know? I don't want, like... Yeah, don't get me wrong, Charles is awesome, right? Look at him. Look at him. Awesome. Protagonist. I love him. Mwah. But why have, like, the Charles, Baron, you know, Gabagoo? When I could have, like, Dark Flare Knight out, and he's doing cool stuff. Or I could have Fighting Flame out, and he's doing cool stuff. The problem is I have to navigate around destroying my own things as well, and that's a little bit hard for my brain to get at times. I'm so adverse to destroying and getting rid of my own stuff that these two decks are just very much... They occupy a space in my head, but it's hard for me to remember. This is my attempt at a Vendread, at a modern-ish Vendread deck. It's definitely crusty and crunchy. I know entirely it's crusty and crunchy. But I really believe that there may be a day that comes where I can just have Slayer come out and be the big boss, you know. I threw in Ween, because Ween's just a little dude. I like him. It's adorable. And again, letting my opponent pick if he becomes either buff as hell or just you take damage is funny because, you know, we got Zombie Master because Zombie Master is just really good. I didn't realize that I wasn't actually considering Zombie Master whatsoever, which is wild because Zombie Master fits perfectly in this deck and he does what I need to. He helps me throw away cards as cost to bring out a level 4, which means... Wait, is it level? Yeah, level 4 or lower. So that means I can keep recycling Hound Horde and Revenant, and if I can just get them back in the deck somehow, maybe Pot of Avarice or something would be also good for this. It's just easy recycling, you know. We got Diviner. Diviner's here strictly to throw away Arclight. These two are just here to help get out Slayer and hit the many ritual spells, which is why I have Evolution as well. Evolution, for a long time, did not consider great. And again, that's a failing on my part. I didn't consider it great because, well, I mean, the art's great. Look at Slayer. So cool. Right? But the idea that I would lose whatever ritual summon monster I painstakingly got out, you know, it didn't appeal to me. But the fact that I can tribute monsters from my hand, field, or send a Vendread monster from my deck to the graveyard, use Evolution, get out Slayer. For cost, use Scar. Scar hits graveyard, grab out something else. Use Slayer and whatever else I would normal summon, get out. Savior. Savior comes out, brings back things, and it's all loops and stuff. It's still not the greatest, obviously. It's so weak to removal and interruptions, but I felt like this is how I would have to do it if I wanted to be relevant. And again, my idea is not to have like Chaos Angel or Goddess or Little Knight be the ones that get me the dub. I want it to be Savior, or I want it to be Slayer. Even Executor, Battle Lord, or Scavenger. I want these to be the cards to get me the win, you know. And of course, every unique copy of a ritual, event of ritual that comes out, that's like anywhere from 3 to even possibly 6 banishes per turn. And if I use both Evolutions and Origins and just banish the Origins to protect the Slayers, you know, they'll be fine. Yeah, that's my Vendread touch-up. This I called Cash-ish Tira because it's just a banish deck, but with mostly Cash Tira stuff as well, because the idea is to make everyone hate me. Left Arm Offering is just really here because banish. It's just banish stuff. It's just a lot of banish. I'm being an entirely silly guy with this stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And Sweat Tira. I developed this for the Duelist Cup because it was needed. So this is how I imagine a Cash Tira type deck to go in like modern stuff. We have your Evenly Matched, your Imperms, 3 Ash. I refuse to put in Maxi because I know what's going to happen. This is a personal choice, yes, but it's also just like every time myself or Jamer use it, they have the Called By, they have the Ash Blossom, they have some form of ridiculousness, and it's just ugh. But yeah, I also put in Primitive Planet to help bring out Scareclaw, so it's an easy search out for Scareclaw, which can also do things. this is the type of like deck that I picture in my head when someone says, you know, they want to do this type of stuff. We don't have board-wide destruction because we kind of want them to have things so they can activate effects, and we can potentially just say no. That's part of the reason why we have Baron and Supreme here. Always got to have the Slayer too. I also put in this guy because of just attached to target face up, destroy it. You know. He's literally just here to be like, I want that monster off the field. Also, in case, like, they stop, like, any of the effects, so I can't do much. Or I don't want to risk doing much. I don't know why he's here. Maybe I should take him out. Anyway. Moving on, we have... This is probably my more silly deck, I would argue. It's a Horus Engine god deck of sorts, with, of course, another deity. The idea is just get out the four caballeros and tribute them for one of the gods. We're focused on Slifer, but we're focused on Ra, obviously, but... Oh, and he's also here just because I think he's neat. Isn't he neat? He comes down, he's just like, hey... Well, let's not look at the tiny, whiny text here, let's look at it right here. And I can special summon him pretty easily. And... if my opponent... If I send something from my opponent's field to the graveyard, they lose 1500, and then if it's 0, they just pop. So, that's why he's here. I could probably replace them. Also, if you're wondering, yes, Volcanic Rocket is simply here to get Blaze Accelerator, aka Blaze Cannon for Ra. We have Soul Crossing for just in case. I know it's not the best. We have it's just a silly little pile that I like to try. Extra deck is of course your standard Horus shenanigans, of course, with Typhon. And considering adding in more of him, but considering how he's also very easily stopped. This was also a deck that they suggested I use something like Selene, which I haven't tried out yet. Don't know if I'm gonna, but yeah. Good for links, good for Exceeds. Trying to make gods work and get the animations, that's why we have all three. I also do feel like Slifer is a pretty good type of floodgate, which could help out, but... Ouch, my dust. I'm gonna be very quick with this one, because I do want to end the video. I'm not feeling the greatest, but... So, this is another one that I hit with the auto build. I wanted to see what the game recommended with a white Forest deck, because I had a bunch of the cards after a bunch of pulls thanks to Jamer. So, what they recommended was a toy box White Forest deck, because of the toy box cards, which again, the URs, once per turn when an opponent's monster declares attack, you can send one face down card you control to the graveyard, destroy that opponent's monster, and then once per turn, from your hand or deck, face up monster zone and or graveyard, choose the two monsters with toy in their original names that can set themselves from the hand as a spell and destroy them in the spell and traps, or just destroy up to two cards in your spell and trap zone, right? So it's a pretty fun little goofy engine. I haven't tried this in PvP matches yet, but I really liked it, and I was inspired, I was charmed by it. I know we're still missing a lot of the White Forest / Azamina stuff, but I feel like this could be a fun deck. Also, you know, one Diabelle's and Diabelle Star. Would have been cool if she had ended up being Royal Flossie too, but I'm not gonna complain too much about it. Took out some cards to make better replacements. I also think I did just unironically have a Royal Floss toy tank, which is nice that they put it in, but... Yeah, but the toy soldiers are really good at actually, again, helping with more link plays, but we're sticking with more of a synchro thing. I also threw in Enlightenment Paladin, because the idea here, since he's a spellcaster and dark, so he's supposed to be able to get out Chaos Angel with the help of our light friends, but aside from that, his effect, right? when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it's the Flame Wingman effect, but just he's strictly here to be a target for other things. And he's also kind of easy to get out too. Oh, I'll get to this later. But I'll save the rest of this for the next video. I'm taking it easy, I know. Bad YouTuber. I rolled the dice on this one. It was between this and 3 things that I haven't put on the channel yet. No, 2 things that I haven't put on the channel yet, and Warframe. I would have done Warframe, but honestly, I am no brain right now. But that aside, background talk aside, I do hope you enjoyed this little revisit into Master Duel. It's just, I don't know if I'm going to return to it fully because the frustrations that happen. I do really want to try to get to at least Platinum with one of the decks that I've made and enjoyed. Well, made and had Master Duel help make. We'll take all the credit. But I'm worried about like how frustrated it's going to be getting up to the higher ranks and then just Tenpai and all this other stuff. But hey, I'm enjoying it again. It is fun to get things rolling and discover things and how they work. But until the next video, I just want to thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Much appreciate you if you do. Until next time, I just want to say, laters.